What's a gradient?
No, no.
What's a gradient?
I have no idea.
A gradient.
I don't know.
What's a
Jeffrey,
gradient?
it's not me. Yeah, exactly.
What's a gradient?
What?
What's a gradient?
What's a gradient? I don't know.
Eitan, what's a gradient?
Like, Drew.
Owen, what's a gradient?
A degree in radians.
Hey guys, so I'm going to be talking about gradients and programming the Ti-Nspire to do the quadratic equation. So, a gradient is just like a degree or a radian. It is a unit of angle measurement, but it makes so much more sense than the other types of measurements. So we know that there are 360 degrees in a circle, 90 degrees to form a right angle. Likewise, there are 2 pi radians in a circle, and pi over 2 radians to form a right angle. Now there are 400 gradients in a circle and 100 gradients to form a right angle.
It's 100 degrees.
That means 1 gradient equals 10/9 of a degree, or pi over 200 of a radian. Gradients are much easier to deal with because they involve more whole, easier numbers than both degrees and radians. It's 360 degrees equals 2 pi radians equals 400 gradients or grads. So if we want to convert from gradients to radians or degrees to gradients or radians to gradients, this is what we're going to need to do. So let's take 40 degrees, and if we want to convert it into radians first and then gradients, let's set up some dimensional analysis. Alright, this is a 40 degrees times pi over 180 equals 4 pi over 180 equals 2 pi over 9 40 pi over 180 equals 2 pi over 9. This is gradients. So then if we want to convert the same 40 degrees into gradients, so let's do 200 over 180 because 200 gradients go into that equals, what is that, 88,000 over 180 equals 400 over 9 equals 44.4 non-terminating. So this is gradients. Now, if we want to have 2 pi over 3 radians and we want to convert it into degrees first, what I always like to do is just substitute 180 for pi. So 2 times 180 over 3 equals 360 over 3 equals 120 degrees. Now if we want to do that same 2 pi over 3 radians, we do the same exact thing, but substitute 200 for pi instead of 180. So it'd be 2 times 200 over 3 equals 400 over 3 equals 133.3 non-terminating gradians. Okay. And last quick easy thing. If we have 100 gradians, 100 grads, we know that multiply 9 over 10 equals 900 over 10 equals 90 degrees. So 100 gradians equals 90 degrees. And 100 grads times pi over 200 equals 100 pi over 200 equals pi over 2 radians. Okay, so hopefully now you guys know how to, sorry about that, convert to gradients, back, anything that has to do with gradients. Alright, so now we're going to program the Ti-Nspire CX to do the quadratic equation. Although factoring might be easier to solve a polynomial expression, it does not always work. Therefore, one must use the quadratic equation to solve it. We know that the quadratic equation is x equals negative b plus minus radical b squared minus 4ac all over 2a, where ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. But how do you program the Ti-Nspire to do all the tedious work for you, so that you can use and solve the quadratic equation within seconds? So first, turn on your Ti-Nspire. Mine is on already. Let's go into New Document, Add Calculator, Menu, go down to Functions and Programs, Program Editor, New. Name. For my name, I will type in quad for quadratic equation. Type, don't do program, do function. Library access, libpub shown catalog. Press OK. Okay. Just type in A, comma B, comma C. Go down to function and type in return, RETURN. So now this is really important. Go into this library button, into the fourth setting, second row, in the third button, second row. So it's this thing. It's the 1x2 matrix. Now, control divide. This is really important. Control divide, and then negative. So on the left side, we're gonna do the positive quadratic equation, and then on the right side, we're going to do the negative quadratic equation, because you can't do the same 1 in one setting. So negative b plus radical b squared minus 4a, wait, this is really important, 4 times a times c, going to the bottom, and 2 times a. Now let's go into the next one. Control divide again. Negative b minus radical b squared minus 4 times a times c, bottom, 2 times a. Now let's go into menu. After you're done with that, check syntax and store, and check syntax and store. That's the first one. Now on the left side, let's get my cursor. Sorry, cursor. Type in quad, or whatever you named it, and type in parentheses 1, 7, 12. So 1 is our A, 7 is B, and 12 equals C. Now enter. Great. It should give you -3, -4, because those are the answers. If it doesn't, you should rewatch it and do it exactly how I did it. Now, doc, file, save as, and I'll name it quadratic for the quadratic equation. Whoops. Quadratic. Save. There. It's saved. And in the future, you should just go to My Documents and click on Quadratic and choose any A, B, and C values, and the program will solve it for you.